Why would you live life as a bystander, waiting for your own life to get going? It doesn't make any sense at all. Don't make me upset here at that prospect, because you can't passively live your life and just wait for things to happen. That's being a bystander. Trust me, I've done that. I've done that for years. From 21 to 25. I'm 26 now, and I'm beginning to make the right changes that I wish I did when I was younger. But younger me was an idiot. I would tell myself, it'll happen tomorrow. The change will come. I will start. But that continued to be a lie. And I'm talking about so many different lies to myself that would accumulate over time, waiting for things to happen, even if I hated my current state of life. No changes began because I stayed in the same work environment and mental and physical place for like 5 years. That's my whole early 20s. I was honestly pretty depressed in my early 20s. I just lost my dad, who died in my arms, and was caretaking for my mom and aunt. So I was out of school. Caretaking was and still is a big full-time job for me, outside of my own working and school life, which I had then and I have now because I took a break from school to transition into a caretaking position. I started school again when I had more free time, but now I'm transitioning back into caretaking. So I really struggled mentally during this time period. It was an adjustment that I couldn't cope with. It's a period I look back on with so much sadness and regret because of how poorly I coped. And I coped through drinking a lot, partying too heavy in my free time. That was my exclusive hobby. In that time, I shut and pushed out a lot of people in my life by making a wreckage of bad choices and heavily isolating myself. I was angry at my situation and the world, and damn did it show. Deep down, that was never who I wanted to be or what I wanted to do or how I wanted to act. The me that presented during that time was so different than the version of me everyone knew before everything happened. So it makes me sad that that's how I presented. Don't get me wrong, I still have struggles to this day. I struggle now because of the things that happened with my father, then my aunt who was sick and passed, and now caring for my mom. But at least I made a lot of changes following that time period. I have forced myself to start reaching out more to friends. I stopped drinking and vaping like a chimney as coping skills for my own problems. To replace that, I started martial arts because it's teaching me discipline of my body and mind. I deleted social media because it wasn't serving me at all. And then over time, it's crazy how my mental slowly started to change, but that's because I started to kick up and back myself. Like I said, I still struggle, but the fact is I started acting more like a main character. Where I was passive and waiting before, I started making choices towards them through actionable steps to reach them. I'm making this video as somewhat of a warning. Just don't be like me. Don't be what I was for a few years. Because I would hate for you to end up waiting around like I did, waiting to make those changes that you know somewhere deep inside you have to make. There was no reason for me to keep waiting. Really nothing in my way except my own decision to wait. So don't do that. Don't be on standby for the hope of improvement. The thing about life that's true is that things really don't change for you unless you make them change. You're not going to wake up one day jacked and ripped out of your mind hitting all your fitness goals. You're not going to wake up one day with the girl of your dreams and a great love life. This applies to all aspects of your life. Financial, education, relational, all aspects, in every way. If you're sitting around waiting and you're sitting in misery, that's going to continue. And you are just going to stay stuck as a bystander. Put all your role models in your mind right now. Think about all your role models in shows, real life, books, movies, whoever they may be. Wherever your role models are, picture them now, because they act like their own main character. They are your role model for a reason. They got shit done and became who they wanted to be, who they are because they acted. They acted so well they became a role model for another person, you. So you need to do that exact same thing. This was Joe with another episode of Let's Talk. If anybody relates to this feeling of being a bystander in their life and wants to make any meaningful changes, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. As always, have a blessed day.